The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. To find yourself, think for yourself. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. By all means, marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. If you don't get what you want, you suffer. If you get what you don't want, you suffer. Even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer because you can't hold on to it forever. Your mind is your predicament. It wants to be free of change, free of pain, free of the obligations of life and death. But change is law, and no amount of pretending will alter that reality. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. The secret of happiness is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Know thyself. Let him who would move the world first move himself. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our separate ways, I to die, and you to live. Which of these two is better, only God knows. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. Every action has its pleasures and its price. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. Understanding a question is half an answer. Life contains but two tragedies. One is not to get your heart's desire. The other is to get it. The hottest love has the coldest end. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. Be as you wish to seem. I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. Thou shouldst eat to live, not live to eat. Be nicer than necessary to everyone you meet. Everyone is fighting some kind of battle. To fear death, gentlemen, is no other than to think oneself wise when one is not, to think one knows what one does not know. No one knows whether death may not be the greatest of all blessings for a man, yet men fear it as if they knew that it is the greatest of evils. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Care for your psyche. Know thyself, for once we know ourselves, we may learn how to care for ourselves. Once made equal to man, woman becomes his superior. If you want to be a good saddler, saddle the worst horse. For if you can tame one, you can tame all. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. I pray thee, O God, that I may be beautiful within. One should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. If a man comes to the door of poetry untouched by the madness of the muses, believing that technique alone will make him a good poet, he and his sane compositions never reach perfection, but are utterly eclipsed by the performances of the inspired madman. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. The really important thing is not to live, but to live well. And to live well means to live according to your principles. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. He is richest who is content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature. If all our misfortunes were laid in one common heap, whence everyone must take an equal portion, most people would be content to take their own and depart. In all of us, even in good men, there is a lawless wild beast nature, which peers out in sleep. Is it true? Is it kind? Or is it necessary? The greatest blessing granted to mankind comes by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Children nowadays are tyrants. They contradict their parents, gobble their food, and tyrannize their teachers. Be of good cheer about death, and know this of a truth, that no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. The mind is everything, what you think you become. To be is to do. The highest realms of thought are impossible to reach without first attaining an understanding of compassion. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. To move the world, we must move ourselves. Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth and every other good thing come from virtue. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. There is no solution. Seek it lovingly. Through your rags, I see your vanity. Intelligent individuals learn from everything and everyone. Average people, from their experiences. The stupid already have all the answers. It is better to change an opinion than to persist in a wrong one. Wisdom begins in wonder. Not life, but good life, is to be chiefly valued. Living well and beautifully and justly are all one thing. My plainness of speech makes them hate me. And what is their hatred but a proof that I am speaking the truth?